process for this. We always, if we find that someone who held local office has passed away, we always try to acknowledge and remember that person. And I believe I forgot to acknowledge Marcia Anderson, who passed away a few weeks ago. She had served on the Laurel School Board a number of years back. So please keep Mrs. Anderson in your thoughts, and her family as well. So if we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Sonata, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. We'll have a moment of silence. Thank you. Vanessa, could you please call the roll?
Commissioner Sarnado?
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Here, we have a quorum. We will, as we always do, we'll have a period for public comment, both in just a moment or two, and then before we adjourn. We welcome your comments. We ask that they be related to county government matters. And if you could keep your time to about 5 minutes or so, we'd appreciate that. Also, we have two periods, both now and again before we adjourn, and you can speak both times. You can speak one of the two times, or if you're just here to listen, that's also fine. And Debbie, I'll have a packet for you when we finish up. Under row officer reports and comments, none of our row officers are in attendance today, so we'll move on to item 3, which would be public comments. Let me open the floor for anybody that might have a comment at this time. Hearing and seeing none, we'll proceed, and again, we'll reopen it before we finish the meeting. Under fiscal and contractual, we did receive a bid on a property through the county's repository and tax claim. This is a property in Shenango Township, parcel number 31-017400. It's located on City Line Street. Mr. Donald Cunningham made a bid of $600 for this parcel. The Shenango Township supervisors voted to approve the bid or accept the bid, and that was on April 11. And then the Shenango Area School District Board of Directors did likewise on April 15. It now comes before us to accept this bid. Bear with me just a minute, though. I'm noticing on the resolution page, it said the bid was made by Mr. Matthew Bacheri, but on the bid acceptance forms, it's Donald Cunningham. So do we know if it was? I thought
it is Donald.
Yeah, wasn't Mr. Bacheri maybe a week or two ago?
Yes.
Okay. So on the resolution itself, if we could scratch Mr. Bacheri's name and replace it with Donald Cunningham. And Dan and Chris, I'm hoping you're okay with us doing that. Okay, thank you. What number would this be, Vanessa?
82.
Thank you. This is proposed resolution 82, which would accept Mr. Cunningham's $600 bid in Shenango Township. May I have a motion, please?
I move we accept the bid.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Gentlemen, any discussion? Hearing none. We'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sarnado?
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. So Mr. Cunningham's bid has been accepted by all three taxing bodies. Next on the agenda would be the warrant registers provided to us by the Controller's Office. They are dated April 16, 17, 22, and 25. And I'll give you gentlemen some time to look them over. And whenever you're ready, I could accept a motion then for us to accept these documents as submitted by the Controller's Office.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Thank you both. Are there any questions about any of the warrant registers that we have in front of us? If not, Vanessa, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Minutes and correspondence. We have the minutes of the April 16 meeting, noting that the board did not meet last Tuesday because that was primary election day. So we do have the minutes from April 16. I'll give you gentlemen time that you might need to look them over. And whenever you're ready, I could take a motion for us to adopt the minutes.
I move we accept the minutes.
I'll second.
Thank you both. Are there any questions or concerns regarding the minutes? If not, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you, Vanessa. Under written communications, we have three that we will enter into the record. The first is a document that was presented to us by the Bureau of Clean Water, Department of Environmental Protection, and State Agency. It's a county notification of planned land development for Chapter 102 permits. The applicant is Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania. The application comes from their Monaca office, and the project includes replacing existing gas line with plastic medium density pipe. There are no new impervious surfaces proposed. The project will involve site restoration activities only. This is in North Beaver Township. It does say the projected area includes 10 acres and a disturbance of 6.9 acres. The surface waters that would be receiving stormwater discharges would be an unnamed tributary to both the Sugar Creek and the Hickory Run. Now, it does not give us a street address, however, where this is taking place, other than, again, it's in North Beaver Township. The next document is from the Teolis Funeral Home in the borough of Elwood City, and it's sent to us by Mr. Sam Teolis. This is to inform the County Planning Office that we are in the process of renewing our air quality general operating permit GP 14-37-343B with the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. Every 5 years, we have to renew our permit in order to operate our crematory. And that is what they're doing here. They're giving the county that notification in the borough of Elwood City. And also from the borough of Elwood City, again, the DEP has submitted to us a copy. This is our notification of planned land development for Chapter 102 permits. The applicant is the Elwood City Area School District, and this involves an area in the borough of Elwood City pertaining to, if you'll bear with me a minute, the Elwood School District is submitting a county notification form for Chapter 102 permits. Included with this notification form is an ENS and post-construction stormwater management plan associated with the construction of a new softball field, concession stand, parking lots, sidewalks, and underground stormwater facilities at the school district property between Adams Avenue, Beatty Avenue, and Wood Street in the borough of Elwood City. And this has been, again, submitted to the DEP, and we've received our copy. Those are the three documents we've received. Gentlemen, may I have a motion to accept these letters?
So be it.
Second.
Thank you both. Any discussion or questions about any of them? Hearing none, we'll take a roll call to accept these three documents, please.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. We move on to reports, and we go to commissioner reports and comments, and my colleague, Mr. Kennedy, gets to go first today.
Probably the only thing I got this week and the most important thing is last Tuesday we weren't here because we were at election day. Then Chris and myself for the first time, really got to see how the election runs and how everything goes on here. And I said to somebody else, it's like a well-oiled machine. When them ballots come in here, they're going right through and it's done. And I think Tim had everything counted, except for the write-ins by about 20 to 10 or 10 to 10. And I was home and ready to go to bed at 10:30, so you can't ask for a better night than that. So it all went, Tim and his whole staff over there and the people that he hired to help him out and the people at the courthouse here. Vanessa was part of it, Christine was part of it, and the whole thing worked flawless, if you ask me. You couldn't ask for a better day. So hopefully in November, we see the same results, and we thank them for doing what they did. Really, that's all I have this week. It's the most important thing I think we did last week.
Thank you, Dan. And I would certainly agree. It was a well-run election. And you're always going to have a few little glitches here and there, but boy, they were few and far between. And it's a real credit to Tim, his staff, and all the folks at all the polling places that put in a full day. So thank you. I'll note that last week, on Friday of last week, the courthouse was happy to host the, I believe they meet twice a year. It's the municipal tax collectors from the boroughs and townships throughout the county. They met up in the jury holding room, and our IT director, Bill Bordnero, provided them with an overview of the county's website. We also had Alexander Ricciardi from the assessment office speak, and our register and recorder, Tammy Crawford. Am I missing any of the speakers, or was it just? Oh, that's right. Treasurer, thank you. Treasurer Racone spoke as well. So it was good to see all those folks. And then yesterday, the three of us, along with our county administrator, we traveled to Cameron County for the quarterly meeting of the Northwest County Commissioners Association. And Cameron County was the host. We moved from county to county, and it's done alphabetically. So next time it'll be Clarion County's turn to host. Give us an opportunity to interact with county commissioners from the northwestern part of the state. And we had speakers talk to us about broadband issues. But it was a very productive day. I was looking for your cousin, but I didn't see him. Mike has a cousin with whom I'm acquainted.
That's right, Rob.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we were in your home neck of the woods.
That's my hometown.
But it's beautiful as ever.
Yeah.
It's about a 3-hour drive from here.
Yeah.
But it was a good day seeing all of our fellow commissioners from around the northwest part of the state. They had a representative from DEP there who spoke briefly. Jill Foys from the Northwest Commission gave an update, and they had representatives from Senator Casey's office and Congressman Thompson's office and State Senator Dush's office. So they had a number of legislative folks there as well. So I think it was a good day all around. That's all I have at this time, and I'll turn it over to Commissioner Sanada.
Thank you, Chairman Vogler. You both did a good job explaining what we've been up to. I want to echo what Commissioner Kennedy said about the election. I've been involved with elections for 40 years, and this was the first time that I was ever up here on election night. And, it was the first time I wasn't on the ballot for the first time in 30 years. So I'd be able to come up here and watch how it's done. I was super impressed because I always had great confidence in the election staff up here. So I never felt it was important for me to be here because I knew that they would just do their job. But now, as a role of being on the election board, we saw it beforehand, and election day, me and Commissioner Kennedy were on the resolution board, and the great news was we didn't have to resolute nothing. That's how smooth it actually went. And Commissioner Vogler had told us, there's usually just a little explanation, when a ballot gets kicked out for some reason, you need a Democrat and a Republican to look at it and say what they felt is the intent. The solicitor would be there as well. So And usually you have a lot of those, and we had 0. And we were both here, because you can't leave the building, we have to stay, because within 5 minutes, because if you're not there, it slows the whole process down. So it's something I learned that day, as far as, this was the first time, and I commend Tim, because one explanation he said was the way that they ordered these new ballots with the way that they were folded, and these new ballots, it went to the machine a lot smoother. Am I correct, Joe? Because you were
100% correct.
yeah, and Joe, our administrator, was putting in those ballots for the mail-ins during the day. And so I'm just saying that that whole process to observe it during the day, and it went very smoothly, and we just sat and waited. We never got a call as far as a resolution. So that's actually a good thing. That means there's nothing. There was no question there. Not that there would be, because sometimes that's going to happen. The ballot's going to get kicked out. So in the second part at night, to see the work that was being done, it was good to see, the security of election. I think the people in Lawrence County should be very relieved of it. I mean, what word I want to say should be have no concerns. It's just handled very professionally. Security from the time the ballot comes up, by the time the ballot comes in. It's just, I was very impressed with the operation of the staff. And you had a lot of people from different agencies that work for the county working that night. And like I said, I'm pleased at how it all went. And we're just hoping in the fall, I may probably take a little longer because you're going to have a lot more people voting. But I would hope that, if we could have a day like we did last Tuesday, I'd be very happy. Just because it's impressive. Like I said, that was my first time ever to actually witness it. I've been involved for a long time, so being able to actually see it, I thought, went very well. So that's pretty much what I did. And I echo Commissioner Vogler's comments about our meeting yesterday. I thought it went very well. I think it's always good when we get out there and meet with commissioners from other counties, especially the Northwest and the Southwest. As I said before, Lawrence County is very unique because we're in both regions, but it also helps us in a way because we develop those relationships with these other commissioners. I knew some of them, but I'm getting a chance to know others because we want to make sure that the Northwest is represented and get our issues across. And we have very similar issues, and I think that's what's so important. So that's really all I have to say this week. So just echo my colleagues. They started on just finishing. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris. I also forgot to mention at the meeting yesterday, Lisa Schaefer, who is the executive director of the State County Commissioners Association, she was there. And Brenda Penyak, who is with the Department of Human Services, who used to work at CCAP. I've known Brenda for well over 30 years. It was good to see her there as well. So it was, again, good meeting, very informative meeting. So thank you, gentlemen. New business, Mr. Grippo, good morning.
Morning.
And Mike, if you want to come up, please. We've got a couple matters to discuss regarding CYS. Hope your day is off to a good start. We're going to look at proposed resolution 83. And the Children and Youth Services Office does have a community advisory board. And it's the legal name is the Lawrence County, Pennsylvania Child and Youth Services Advisory Board. And you're looking to, I believe, are these folks all being reappointed to your knowledge?
And I don't think all of them are being reappointed.
Okay. Well, let's walk through that. You're right. I'm looking through here. But there are 8 names. Tanya Montgomery would be appointed as the chair of the board. Stan Kosciuszko would be appointed to be vice chair of the board. Donna Peretta will serve as treasurer. Jeffrey Wolf would serve as secretary. And then the other 4 members are Jim Ferranti, Debbie de Blasio, Melinda Skurlock, and John Sovich as board members. And I think, like you said, I think some of them are coming back.
And they have different terms.
Yes.
The 3 big things I wanted to mention about the advisory board is, number 1, it is a nonprofit organization. It has its own entity, and they have to follow their own bylaws. So we basically have nothing to do, because if they are their own entity and they have bylaws that they gotta follow. That's the big three things about the advisory board.
Thank you, Mike. Let me see if Commissioner Kennedy has any questions. Okay, thank you. Mr. Sanada?
Just like, how often is this advisory board meet?
Once a month. They meet in our office. Yeah. And they come up, they do stuff, like this children, they have prom or stuff like that. Gift cards and stuff like that we can use to help them, for different situations that they can, that they help the kids out.
That's good. I see some of these names. I know they're good people in the community.
Yeah.
It's good to see people like that.
Right.
On board, have concerns
Right.
and help. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Chris. Well, with that being said, gentlemen, may I have a motion for proposed resolution 83, which would formally appoint and/or reappoint these folks to serve on this board?
I move that we reappoint each members.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? If not, we'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Proposed resolution 84 is also from CYS. This is a proposed contract with Avanco International of Clifton, Virginia. And Mike, I'll turn it over to you. You've given us some background documents, but I'll let you explain it to us.
Avanco International, we call it our CAP system. It's Child Accounting and Profile System. 58 counties in Pennsylvania use this system. Currently over probably 10,000 people. And they're usually the caseworkers, screeners, fiscal, use this. Now, CAPS, what they do is they have some components to it. The highlighted ones in the yellow, the provider agreement, the CWIS, and the app cars, they are fixed amount. The ones that aren't highlighted, if we don't use them, we don't pay for them. Okay? So, like, I was talking to Steve, who runs that Avanco. The upgrade cost, they used to do a lot more with the upgrade cost, but now they added app cars, which is a new fee of $22.20 and 10 cents. They put that in. This is where most of the upgrades have been happening. And app cars is adoption foster care analysis reporting system. It's new this year, but there's been a lot of upgrades. But if we don't upgrade the other parts of it, we don't have to pay anything with that $39.23. And I don't think we've ever used a consulting cost up to $10,000 on it. But basically, it manages our caseload, it tracks, the cases coming in. It's a system that 58 counties use.
Mike, thank you for that information. I'll see if Mr. Kennedy has any questions for you.
Not at all.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Sanada? Okay. So obviously you're making a recommendation or a request that we approve this.
Yeah.
That being said, gentlemen, may I have a motion for proposed resolution 84?
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you both. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Mike, as always, it's nice to have you here, and you're welcome to stick around, but if you have to head back, we understand, and
Well, you'll be seeing me more now because contracts are coming in.
that's okay. We always enjoy your presence here.
All right, thanks.
You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a couple of matters coming from our friends in the planning department. Good morning, Amy McKinney, who is our planning director. And our first item here is proposed resolution 85, a week or 2 weeks ago, we opened bids for the West Park Road culvert replacement project in West Park in Union Township. And the bids have been reviewed by, I believe, your office, the controllers, and maybe
Bill
Taylor.
Humphrey, yeah,
Taylor
for the
Engineering.
county, yeah, for the county engineer, he reviewed everything.
And the recommendation is that we award the bid to Heckman Diversified Construction in the amount of $32,995, which will come from our Marcellus Legacy Fund line item. I'll let you fill us in with the details.
Really not much more to add than that. Like you said, we opened up bids. You did not have a meeting on the 23rd. Bill Humphrey with Taylor Engineering, who's the county engineer, took the time to review all the bids. Heckman Diversified was the low bidder. Bill did check on all their references and gave us the okay to award the bid to them.
This road is part of the West Park property, and it's not an ordained road by any sense, but it's part of the park.
It's part of the, yeah, it's
Allows
part of the
access
West Park.
into
Yep,
part
allows
of the
access back to where, the nature, overlook is, where people go for bird watching, people walk their dogs back that way, but then it also goes back to the mountain bike trail as well.
Exactly. Thank you. I'll see if Mr. Sonata has any questions.
Sounds seems pretty thorough.
Thank you, Chris. Mr. Kennedy?
I have two.
Certainly.
One, this company is not Orange County.
No, they're on Stoneborough.
I know we can't do it, but that just, I'd like to,
You know,
I'd rather be a Orange County contractor, but it isn't, so there's nothing we can do. They bid.
no, we did check on that
Orange
again.
County.
They did, by law, were required to the lowest qualified bidder.
Second thing is, when are they gonna start on the project? Do we have any idea?
I don't know, hopefully as soon as possible. They were notified, so hopefully, I know we sent them the contract information. I don't know, did she get that back to you? They signed off, did they sign off on it?
They have not.
Okay, so once everything's signed off on, then we'll make sure they have everything in order, and then they wait for us to give them a notice to proceed.
It's nice weather, we got.
I know, and we need to get it taken care of. That area's been closed down since the moment we heard about it, so.
Okay, that's all I have.
I'll
Thank
keep
you.
you, we'll keep you posted once work does start though, but thank you.
Thanks to all of you. May I have a motion for proposed resolution 85?
I move we approve motion 85.
I'll second.
Thank you both, gentlemen. If there are no other comments, I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata?
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item, earlier in the year, we had communicated both by way of email and written communication with our municipalities, the city of Newcastle, our boroughs and our townships, asking them to apply for liquid fuel funding from the county. And we received responses from 18 of the municipalities, and I'll read them. And I believe these are listed in the order in which you received them. Is that right?
I did not do the resolution, Vanessa
They
did,
are.
so I'm not.
Oh, they are in the order in which
So
we
jump in
received.
if I miss anything.
Okay, so the dollar amount we had to work with is if my math is correct, $396,000. And basically what we determined, the most fair way to distribute these dollars is to take that $396,000 divided by the 18 applicants. So each of these municipalities will be receiving $22,000 to assist them with their projects. They include Shenango Township, New Beaver Borough, Neshannock Township. By the way, Debbie, these are on the list, so you don't have to write them all down. They're on the resolution. I think I said Neshannock Township, Little Beaver Township, Wilmington Township, North Beaver Township, Wayne Township, Mahoning Township, the Borough of Elwood City, Plain Grove Township, the Borough of Enon Valley, Pulaski Township, the Borough of Wampum, the City of Newcastle, Slippery Rock Township, the Borough of South Newcastle, Washington Township, and Hickory Township. A number of municipalities did not apply. And there were maybe 2 or 3 that unfortunately they were late in
There were
applying.
3.
We did have a deadline, and they were made aware of the deadline, and 3 of them unfortunately didn't get the information to us in a timely manner. For the record, which were those 3?
Taylor Township, Bessemer Borough, and Union Township.
Thank you. And then, I don't know if you have it in front of you, do you have who did not apply? Okay, I think we know.
So we had 20 applications submitted, 21 municipalities submitted applications, 3 of them were late. The 6 that did not apply, I guess would be probably
Scott was one of them.
Scott,
Township, Perry Township.
Perry Township.
SMPJ.
What's that?
SMPJ.
Yeah, SMPJ, Borough,
Boland.
The Borough of
Boland.
Boland.
New Wilmington Borough. And there's one more.
Hillport Borough.
Yeah.
They did not apply.
They did not.
Okay.
Some municipalities submitted more than one application, but we were only, the way we did it, like Commissioner Vogler said, this was 22,000 based off each municipality getting one, award, until we ran out of money. So,
We discussed maintaining a balance though for potential emergencies. And I'm not sure what that dollar figure is. It probably,
it's under 100,000.
okay.
I think we're right around.
We're right around 50 to 80.
Yeah,
Okay, so
It's
62 million.
something like that, yeah, because those funds can still be used, one for a county issue. If we wanted to, we could use those funds for the West Park project, but we have other, pots of money we can use for that project. But also, if the municipality has an emergency or something in the past, we wanted to keep some money there if we needed to allocate it there as well.
Well, thank you for all the work that you and your staff did on this in terms of notifying the municipalities and then working with them as they submitted their applications to your office. Mr. Kennedy, questions or comments?
The only comment I got is the people that didn't get their application in time. I know how they are because I did that at Wilmington my first year in office. And I called down here and begged it. And of course, I got told that it was a deadline and I didn't meet it. It was a mistake on my part, but it ended up working out in the long run better for us. But it happens and it's unfortunate. We started this back in January and you did the same thing the same year I was doing it, but I was newbie. And the people that applied to this, they have a lot of people that weren't newbies and they should have known to get it in. If we have a deadline, we gotta stick to it. Unfortunately, that's what we put out there when we put it out. And they had 3 months to get ready.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it was right around January 30th where we sent out email with all the information, and we also sent out hard copy in the mail the same day. The reason we wanted to give that, and then the due date was March 25th by 3 o'clock. And the reason we did it at the end of March is that gave 2 months of meeting times for the supervisor, borough council to pass the resolution that we required. So that's why we did the time frame that we did as well. So, and Joe and Vanessa and Dave Prestipine and I worked very closely to make sure we had everything we needed for PennDOT as well.
Well, we thank you guys for getting this done for us. Appreciate your hard work on this. I know it took some time to get this stuff all put together. So we thank you, your staff, and Vanessa, Dave, and everybody else that was involved in this. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Mr. Sonata?
Thank you, Chairman. Amy, I echo that. Thank you and your staff. I know we've met multiple times on this. I know it's not an easy task. It's my first time doing this. The 22,000, that includes both liquid fuel and the $5 car tax money.
Yeah,
correct?
the amount that we're using is it's a combination of both liquid fuels and the $5. We have not designated, for example, we have Shenango Townships. We don't know if that's going to be $5 liquid fuel yet. We have to do the liquid fuel dollars first, because if not, we run into the issue where we could be put into forced distribution, so.
Right, I remember.
But that total
Sure,
amount
but
that
I'm
we're
saying-
allocating,
All the money we had, we used $5 fee and the liquid fuel money.
Yep.
So the amount that it comes out to is $22,000.
per applicant, yeah.
I do want to make, just for the record, I just want to make sure this is the total amount that we have available with both of them together. So, okay, I just want that. And we've given pretty much everything we have to our municipality, so I think it's a good thing. Fortunately, we didn't have to use it at the county level. I know this has been the tradition, Chairman Vogler, you said for years, and we want to continue that tradition to help local municipalities.
And I'm glad you said that because we do have a separate fund that is restricted in terms of its use, and that would be dollars for bridges
Right.
that have to meet certain criteria. And then there's another fund that's strictly only for county bridges.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to,
We're not
Yeah.
allowed to, and Joe, Vanessa, and Dave and I both asked that question of not only our county engineer, but we called PennDOT too, just to see if there's any other way, because we do have those funds, and there are a good bit of money in those funds. They can only be used for county-owned bridges.
now, in order for that to change, would take an act of the state
Yes.
legislature. And, boy, I think we would welcome that to allow us more flexibility, because as it stands, we're in a pretty comfortable position for the ongoing maintenance and repair of our bridges, the county's bridges. But we've got this separate fund that conceivably could, if the law allowed, we could distribute it.
The only one we can use for bridges is Act 13, right, Joe? And as of right now, there's not a lot of money in there either, because we allocated it last year.
We did.
So there's money in there, but not, and we will get, the same thing with our liquid fuels, we will get more money at the end of the year. But we're basing our award on the amount we actually have and are comfortable to allocate, because we don't know what the number will be in December, and we don't know when we're gonna get it either.
No, it's usually late in the year.
Yeah.
No, it would really go towards probably next year.
Yeah, it'll go towards
Yeah.
next year, and I think the intent is to do the same thing next year, but there will not be the $5 fee, so the fund won't be as much.
Are there any other comments, gentlemen? Hearing none, may I have a motion then for approval of Resolution 86?
I'll approve, resolution number 86.
Thank you.
Motion.
Thank you, Dan. I'll second that. Thank you, Chris. There are no other comments. We'll take a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sanado,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
And thank you, Vanessa. And then your office will correspond with the
Yeah, we'll be
municipalities,
sending
provide
letters out to the municipalities
all the
today,
necessary
tomorrow.
paperwork that they have to fill out.
Yeah, they actually have, we require them to submit everything that needs to be submitted for us for Vanessa to send it on to PennDOT before we even, send them an award letter. So the only thing that's gonna go out in the mail to our municipalities this week will be the letter stating the amount that they're being awarded. And the contact Vanessa or I, when they start their project, so.
And I'll send everything to PennDOT probably today.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Anything else you gentlemen have for Amy? Or Amy, anything else you have for us?
No one. Thanks.
Thanks.
And if I'm not mistaken, there will not be a planning commission
No,
meeting
there'll
this
be
month.
no
It just dawned on me. So Debbie, if you had that on your calendar, no planning commission.
The planning commission, the plan was late, so
But hearing that, that means there'll probably
there
will
will
be
be
one
a
in
meeting in June, yes, because
Okay.
the plan that we received will be at our June.
I see. Okay, thank you. Well, thanks very much, Amy.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Next on the agenda would be proposed resolution 87. And this is a transfer, somewhat of a technical transfer. It's taking $2,385 from the commissioner's contingency line item and applying it to the line item earmarked Newcastle Area Transit Authority. Each year, the county makes an allocation to the transit authority. And each year, that dollar amount does go up. And as we put our budget together, we neglected to account for that percentage increase. So this transfer allows us to fully fund the transit authority based upon the request they made of us. That amount is somewhere around $25,000.
Yeah, I have the exact,
Yeah.
25,656.
25,600, thank you. So that's why we're having to do this budgetary transfer. Is there a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you, and I neglected to see if there are questions, so forgive me. Dan, do you have any questions? Chris? Okay, we'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. Next is a transfer proposal. This is number 88. This would be a transfer of $50,000 from our contingency into that of the workers' compensation line item. Apparently, our workers' compensation fee must have gone up somewhat.
I think about 12,000.
Okay, so we have to, and it does vary year to year. Some years it's up, some years it's down. So this will allow us to pay the workers' comp invoice. This is proposed resolution 88. Chris, any questions? No. Dan, questions? May I have a motion for proposed resolution 88?
I move we support resolution 88.
Second.
Thank you both. If there are no other questions, we'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Next, we have other transfers, and I'll walk us through these, gentlemen. Stop me if you get to one you want to talk about. We can do that. The first transfer request is from the Commissioner's office, taking $50,000 from the Act 44 contingency line item, liquid fuels, into that of liquid fuel maintenance engineering fees. That's to cover the work of for invoices from the county engineer that apply to liquid fuel expenditures. Next, from Central Court is asking for a $400 transfer from their contingency into that of materials. The Adult Probation Office is asking for a $4,500 transfer from their contingency into materials and supplies to cover the cost for the purchase and installation of security cameras. Public Defender's Office is requesting a $275 transfer from their contingency into the line item of disability and unemployment expenses. Voter Services is requesting a $1,500 transfer from their contingency into their line item for unemployment insurance. Mental Health and Developmental Services is asking for a $500 transfer from their contingency into their line item of unemployment insurance. Gentlemen, these are the requests that have been made. Dan, any concerns about any of them?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Sanada. Understood. All righty, may I have a motion then to approve the requested transfers?
So moved.
Second. Thank you. If there are no other concerns, we'll take a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sinata,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Under announcements, the commissioners will meet a week from today, May 7, at 10 a.m. in this room. That meeting is open to the public. Also on May 7 at 12 noon, the Opioid Advisory Committee will meet in this room. That is open to the public. As we noted a little bit ago, the monthly meeting of the county's Planning Commission, which was going to take place on Wednesday, May 8, has been canceled. And then just, if you'll bear with me just 1 second, I believe they are trying to arrange a special meeting of the West Central Job Partnership Governing Board possibly on Tuesday, May 14 at 1:30. And if they get a quorum, I did confirm it's a Zoom meeting. The meeting will be held by Zoom, so we'll know more by next week as far as that potential meeting is concerned. We'll open the floor for public comments. Are there any questions or, yes, sir, Mr. Constant?
I hope this is the right place to ask this question. I'm not sure if it's directed to the commissioners or Joe, county manager. I'm curious, to appease my own curiosity, Lowe's, do they get like some type of protection? Why don't we have a Home Depot or Menards? And I do like Busy Beaver, but yeah, I'm just curious. Is there some form of, no?
I don't believe there's.
None that I'm aware of. I mean, it's, you know, you go to some communities, they don't have any. They don't have a Lowe's, they don't have a Home Depot. Other places, they have them both. What was the third one you mentioned?
I said Busy Beaver.
Busy Bowl.
Yeah.
Busy Beaver.
Yeah,
But we used to have Lumber 84. You know, they just don't, Busy Beaver and Lumber 84 don't carry the products like Home Depot and or Menards.
Basically the free market system.
All right, free enterprise. Yeah, that's okay. So you guys don't have a problem if I communicate to see why, if they can come over? I don't think Menards is in Pennsylvania at all.
They will, I'll give you this one. Menards applied down in Bath County to, and they still have it on the table down there to bring a Menards into Pennsylvania. But they've got held up by DEP and regulations. And they went down to Mahoney, down to West Virginia. And they built right down south in West Virginia, but there's still plans to build there, and I would be the first one in Pennsylvania on the Menards, is what I talked to the guys down in Fayette County about, doing SBC conference, get together, so. But they're not, because of the big thing, I think, is it's tough to build in Pennsylvania still, to get all the permits. It takes 2 years to get them here, where they could get them in 2 months in West Virginia and Ohio, so. Though hopefully they're working to get that resolved in Pennsylvania. They keep pushing the governor to get more and more things a little bit laxed. And hopefully down the road, we won't be as strict and time consuming to get permits is the big thing.
So it goes beyond the county, it goes to the state.
Yeah, it really does.
It affects the infrastructure.
We'll also note that there's currently a hardware store being constructed in Neshannock Township on Wilmington Road. T&M Hardware is, they've broken ground out there. They currently have a facility in Shenango and Elwood City, to the best of my recollection. They're expanding in Neshannock Township, so another opportunity for hardware.
We also have a Carter Lumber here too out in Shenango Township.
They're expensive. And, at least to me, we do have an ag way for flowers and such, you know.
That's right.
Yeah, Menards is just, we drive to Warren, and it's very impressive, their pricing.
My son-in-law and daughter live in Wisconsin, which is where Menards is headquartered.
Yeah.
And I always tease my son-in-law, I said, he's probably their best customer. They probably roll out a red carpet every time he goes there because he spends a lot of time at Menards and money at Menards. Yeah. Anything else, Mr. Constant?
No, well, I was curious, your trip to Pittsburgh, we didn't.
My last trip down to Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. I got to meet up front and close all the people that run the SPC office down there. So we had a one-on-one, a pretty good day. And then we met with some foundations that are in mostly around the Pittsburgh area, but the big thing they stressed, hey, if you got something you're looking at and you're looking at maybe something down our road, reach out to us. If we can't help you, we'll get somebody that can. So there was about 15 foundations there. So it was a very productive meeting.
Excellent, good.
And I got all their contact information. So when we're looking to do something different here and we need a little bit of extra help, we can actually reach out to them and say, hey, who in the area can help you? But the Buell Foundation from up in Hermitage was representative, and there was quite a few. It really good. But my main concern was I got to meet all the people that run the SPC up close and in the same room, and got to talk to them one-on-one and got information. Actually, one on Dawn, who runs the transportation department, reached out, helped me out, got me the right direction at a question Debbie had about who can we talk to at PennDOT. Maybe we have a contact, I don't know, if she's gonna come up here and meet with me, and hopefully Debbie will be in the meeting with us, and we can have conversations with this lady and find out how we can get, the big thing is Dan keeps stressing to me, the secondary PennDOT roads repaired in this county, because I went to a municipality meeting last week and asked them to, all the municipalities were there to send us a list of what roads they have in their townships. And I got a list, probably not from all that I want, but I got a list from a few that said, here's some roads that really need looked at in our township. But I was hoping some more would address it, but I really didn't get it from all of them that were there. But we got a good group, and we'll address that going down the road, how we get mostly the secondary state roads. It seems to be neglected in this county. So that's what I got from all the townships too. They all said the same things. We'll see what we can do to start getting them addressed somehow and getting some more money. But if you look at the money from PennDOT on our area, 11, and Debbie's done some research on this. It all seems to go to Allegheny and a little bit in Beaver, and then we're like the last of the trail. And it's been that way for a long time. I'll keep the pedal on, see what we can do to keep pressure on these people once we get to know who all the players are and see what we can do. But that was a good meeting I had down there. So wasn't a wasted afternoon, I'll tell you that. So
Oh, no, oh, yeah. Excellent report, Dan.
Thank you.
I had a runner, I talked with you afterwards, as far as research and the different technologies, that make the roads last a lot longer. China's doing it, European countries are doing it, and we could step up, But excellent report. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You did that a month ago, I think, right?
What was that now?
The SEC, is it SEC?
SPC.
SPC, yeah,
Well, no, this gentleman's our lead person.
that's cool.
I'm currently chair of the Northwest Commission, but we're going to be transitioning. Mr. Sonata's going to take my place on that board. We're part of the Southwest Planning Commission and the Northwest Planning Commission. But for transportation, that falls under the jurisdiction of the Southwest. And then for economic matters, the Northwest Commission is the group that we're affiliated with.
Our region's the Rust Belt.
Pardon me?
We're in the Rust Belt region, or?
Well, you could say that. That's a term that's been used before. But we're one of the few counties that are in two different regional planning organizations. We're in both Southwest and Northwest. Most counties are only in one, so that does give us an advantage. Thank you for your comments. Debbie, anything?
I have a lot of questions. Would you like me to wait till after?
No, we're fine, since we're all here.
Okay, so how many bids were there for the West Park culvert replacement?
I thought there were 8.
There were 8.
8.
Bids. And this was the lowest bidder?
Yes. Were you here the day Dave opened them on the computer?
I'm not sure.
We're using that new system now, but
I came in late that week.
okay, yeah, that's, yeah, Mr. Prestipine opened them electronically.
The liquid fuels money, do you have a list of the municipalities and what projects they requested for? And also,
do you
how
have that, or
much
is
they
Amy?
requested?
Would you be able to share that with Debbie?
Like how much they requested as compared to how much they got?
Yeah, as long as the.
Yeah, that's fine, it's all about, yeah, that's fine. Because they had to actually, correct me if I'm wrong, they had to pass a resolution at their meetings, did they not?
Yes.
So it's all, they had to take action at a public meeting saying, we're gonna apply
Right.
for X amount of dollars. So it's all public
Right,
document.
it would be anyway, but.
Yeah.
I just wondered if you had a list.
Yeah.
Available. Okay. West Central Job Partnership meeting coming up. You're saying if it's gonna be Zoom, how does the public get in on it? Is the public?
The West Central will put a legal ad in the paper. They will have the necessary information for,
Which paper, ours or?
that I don't know. I don't know if they'll publish it in Sharon or Newcastle. They put the ad in, so I don't know. Now, if I know more next week, I'll point that out at next week's public meeting.
That's it. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Debbie.
Thank you.
Before we adjourn, let me see if Mr. Sanada has any final comments.
No, everything's fine.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Kennedy, anything else?
I'm good.
Okay, Vanessa or Joe, anything maybe we've forgotten or overlooked? Alrighty, thank you. We appreciate you all joining us today. There being no other business to be brought before the board, may I please have an adjournment motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I'll second that.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye, opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. This meeting is adjourned. Joe will turn off the, don't forget your jacket, Mr.
Well,
Khan.
thank you so much.
I
Have a good day.
I'm not-
Yeah.
You almost